Welcome to Coastal Experts. You know, we all have New Year's resolutions, and when it comes to our health, we all try to stay on track, especially with our diets and exercise. But sometimes we fall off track, and we find it to be quite difficult. Well, we decided to call on our mind and body expert. Of course, our health psychology expert from Hilton Head Health is Erin Risius, and she joins us today. Hi, Erin. It's great to see you again.
Thank you so much.
So, as a health psychology expert, Erin, what advice do you have for helping people stay on track with their New Year's resolutions when it comes to their health?
Yes, well, this is the time of year when people are really motivated, right? And you know, the approach that people take to their health-related resolutions is so important. And research shows that though 85%, up to 85% of people who start health-related resolutions are out by Valentine's Day.
85% by Valentine's Day.
Yes, and that happens year after year after year. And the reason why is because people are doing too much too soon with their exercise, and as well as they're actually too restrictive with their nutrition. So typically what I see is the mindset of all or nothing. So they're kind of pendulum swinging from I'm all in to I'm all out, or I'm all good, or I'm all bad, and that's also with exercise as well as with nutrition. So that's the biggest trap that I see, and in this industry it's very common. So it's really about how to find their middle ground and to get out of that pendulum swing of all or nothing and to really find this place of flow within this more manageable space of creating that wellness.
So what approach do you recommend then for ensuring sustainability for an exercise plan?
Yeah, so regarding exercise, you know, the biggest mistake I see is that people come out too strong too soon. Mm-hmm. Again, motivation is high, and
because it seems like we feel like Wonder Woman, you know, or Superman in the very beginning, but
Yes.
you don't have to start off like that.
We don't want to, but you know, when there's a sense of urgency, especially with what we see here at the center, you know, weight loss, if there's a sense of urgency around wanting to lose weight yesterday, then typically people are going gangbusters. And really what we want to do is work with the body, not against it. And so instead of actually focusing on higher intensity, we want to focus on consistency. So we want to do consistency over, say, intensity and duration. But often people are doing high intensity, too frequent in the beginning, and then too long of a period of time. And so it's kind of a triple whammy. And then people end up becoming almost unmotivated, and it's like touching a hot stove. We're going to touch it once, maybe twice.
Right.
And if it's painful, you know, obviously we're not going to keep touching the hot stove, so we're going to find excuses to not do it anymore. So we want to be careful about the approach.
So you want to find your middle ground. That really is the key where exercise is concerned. So what about food? You know, obviously there are a lot of diets out there that we hear about and we often try.
Yes.
What advice do you have for those who may feel confused about how to eat healthier?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of misinformation out there, and diets are a dime a dozen, and diets have a 95% failure rate, so it's even higher than the other. And so, but what happens is diets provide an illusion of control over what may feel out of control, which is relationship with food. So really what we want to do is make sure that we want to pull people out of the diet mentality. Diet mentality is, again, all about restriction. It's all about deprivation. And so when people get into that mindset, it feels, again, it's another too much too soon, or basically people pendulum swing to I'm going to be all good with my food choices. And then if they make one mistake, if they have an all or nothing perfectionistic mindset, then they're going to actually swing over to, okay, I'm out. I messed up. I'll start Monday. And then they don't start Monday. I'll start the next week or the next week. And then what happens is we get back into that 85% failure rate of people just ditching. And it's not that we're failing the approaches, especially when it comes to diets. It's that the diets are failing us. The approach is just too restrictive. So
and what may work for one person may not work for another person.
Exactly. And that's where it's about, the middle ground is about getting the information, the how-to. And so even at Hilton Head Health, we provide the how-to around nutrition, we provide the how-to around exercise, but it's up to the person to actually tweak it and make it their own based on their preferences, their needs, and their goals.
What about advice for folks who may fall back into old behaviors? Because I think that, you know, that's what we see. When you feel like giving up, before you know it, you're back into those old behaviors.
Yes. Yeah. Lapses happen. It's not if, it's when. Here we don't like to call them laps as much as a slip up, because within the process of change, people make mistakes. We're not perfect. And so within this whole place of trying to figure out what our middle ground is and what makes the most sense with regard to our approach to exercise, our approach to nutrition, is that we want to be patient with ourselves because we're going to mess up. And so with that process of trying to figure out what their middle ground is, it's really understanding that the way in which we need to be really patient about those mistakes along the way.
As a health psychology expert, what other advice do you have for our viewers to help keep them on track?
The first one is to really be clear on how you're measuring success. So how you're defining and then measuring success. And so again, I want to go back to the weight loss, because if we're focusing on just one number, almost like the tunnel vision around weight loss, healthy weight loss is never fast enough. And there's stair steps within that process. And so if we're focused on a number rather than feeling good, I want to feel stronger, I want to feel more comfortable in my own skin, then we don't notice the other ways in which we're practicing and experiencing self-care outside of that data point. So that's a big one. And then the second one is getting support. Along the way, when it comes to creating and sustaining a healthy lifestyle, it's one thing to implement some activities around a better self-care, but the sustainability, it takes some time. And so cultivating the patience, but then having the support around that is really key. Here at Hilton Head Health, we actually have healthy getaways, and they're kind of a way for locals to come in and get a little shot in the arm, and it's a few days. They can stay longer if they want, but it helps to get that person out of their environment at home and into a healthy immersion around eating better and around moving their bodies, and it makes a huge difference in kind of providing a reset and moving forward.
Don't have to do it alone, and
No.
with the help with Hilton Head Health, you guys can help along the way.
Yes, definitely.
Thanks so much, Erin, for being
Thank you.
here. It's always great to see you.
Thank you so much.
If you'd like more information on our mind and body experts, Hilton Head Health, or any of our coastal experts, all you have to do is go to our Coastal Experts page. You'll find that on WSAV.com.